Wave 3 is finally here, and boy, this wave. You thought Wave 1 and Wave 2 looked good when we first saw them. They do not hold a candle to Wave 3. Wave 3 looks epic. It looks like so far the best wave of the DLC. I don't think there's one track that I'm not looking forward to playing. All of them. I'm so looking forward to playing every single one of them. So let's go through each of the tracks that Nintendo have confirmed for Wave 3, and let's just see our overall thoughts and feelings. And the Rock Cut starts off with Tour London Loop. So this is going to be so awesome. I cannot wait to play on London Loop. It's a really good track in Mario Kart Tour. To be fair, I'm not a big fan of the music though. I just thought the music was a little bit jarring for what the track actually is. However, I think it's a really good track, a really good representation of London. After London Loop, we get Boo Lake. Now, we all knew that this track was going to be either GBA Boo Lake or GBA Broken Pier. Honestly, if you ask me, I was hoping for Broken Pier. I think Nintendo did pick the wrong GBA track to come back, because I feel that Broken Pier is a much better track than Boo Lake. A lot more could have been done with it as well. It's now been confirmed that it actually is Boo Lake. Yeah, to be fair, I am pretty pleased with this. I mean, I think it's about time Nintendo brought back either GBA Boo Lake or GBA Broken Pier, but Broken Pier or Boo Lake have not been remade yet, so it's definitely was a good move for Nintendo to bring back one of the true tracks. I just feel like that maybe it should have been Broken Pier rather than Boo Lake. However, the actual track does look really awesome, and I like the underwater section, and there's also a bit of anti-gravity in Boo Lake, which is epic. So I'm so pleased to see what Nintendo could do with Boo Lake, even though it should have been Broken Pier. Next up, we have 3DS Alpine Pass. Now, I actually predicted Alpine Pass to come back for when I did the original Mario Kart 9 Retro Tracks predictions. I predicted Alpine Pass, I think it was to be the third race of the Leaf Cup. So I'm really pleased that Alpine Pass finally gets a remake. Plenty of opportunities for anti-gravity, especially the vertical mounting section near the end of the track. I'll be very surprised if Nintendo doesn't put that into anti-gravity, because it's literally screaming for anti-gravity, that section at the end for Alpine Pass. So that's going to be so cool to race on this track. And the final track of the Rock Cup, Maple Treeway. I predicted Maple Treeway to be the final track of the Rock Cup when I looked at the preview for Wave 2, because I just thought there was going to be a pattern, really. There's always, in every wave, there's always a fan favourite track, and that's always the last track of the first cup of the waves. So Wave 1, the fan favourite was Coconut Mall, Wave 2, the fan favourite was Waluigi Pinball, and Wave 3, just as I predicted, the fan favourite is going to be Maple Treeway. Now, this track was originally going to be GCN Waluigi Stadium, but right at the last moment before Nintendo released Wave 3, they delayed Waluigi Stadium and put in Maple Treeway instead, and I think that is a fantastic move for Nintendo, because we initially were going to get Maple Treeway all the way in Wave 6, and quite frankly, I didn't really want to wait about a whole year before we play Maple Treeway again, whereas I'm more than happy to wait a whole year to play GCN Waluigi Stadium. I mean, it's a good track, but it's not really that good. But Maple Treeway is one of the best tracks in the Mario Kart franchise. So I definitely think it's definitely the right move for Nintendo to push Maple Treeway earlier and make us wait a year for GCN Waluigi Stadium. But yeah, I cannot wait to race on Maple Treeway. And the track looks really good. And then we start with the Moon Cup. We start with the best track in Mario Kart Tour, Berlin Byways. My word, I cannot wait for Berlin Byways. This track is amazing. I love the city of Berlin, and I can't wait to play in Berlin. It's so awesome. So yeah, what a way to start off the Moon Cup with the best track in Mario Kart Tour, Berlin Byways, and also the music. The music is epic. Next up is DS Peach Gardens. Now, we knew about this quite a while ago, that Peach Gardens was going to be coming back, and to be fair, I think Peach Gardens for me is probably the track that I'm least looking forward to, but even so, I'm really looking forward to racing on Peach Gardens. That's a really good track. Really is a good track. And I've always really liked Peach Gardens, honestly. It always has been a good track for me. I just think that out of all the tracks in Wave 3, I think Peach Gardens is probably the least interesting one, because the track layout is quite flat and quite basic. But however, it is a really good track, and I love the music of Peach Gardens. It's such a peaceful music. This track has really grown on me over time, honestly. So I don't think it was the best decision to bring back Peach Gardens. I really wish to brought back either Delfino Square or Airship Fortress, since they're one of the fan favourite tracks. But maybe they're saving those for Wave 4, 5 or 6, hopefully. So yeah, so I will tolerate Peach Gardens. It's a good track. It is a very good track. Then we have Merry Mountain. Now, I've never played Merry Mountain. I've never even seen any gameplay of people playing on Merry Mountain, so I have absolutely no idea what this track looks like. And you know what? I'm actually not going to spoil it. I'm not actually going to look at any gameplay until I actually race on it when Wave 3 comes out, because I just want a completely blind playthrough for Merry Mountain. From what I've seen from, you know, the trailer for the Booster Course Pass, the track looks awesome. There's just like Boo Lake, there's also will be a bit of anti-gravity, a bit of non-anti-gravity as well, which is awesome. And also, they're bringing back half pipes. We haven't seen half pipes since Mario Kart Wii. I thought half pipes was just a Mario Kart Wii gimmick, and then Nintendo never came back to it afterwards. It was never in Mario Kart 7 and never in Mario Kart 8 up to this point. So I was really surprised to see half pipes come back. Merry Mountain looked epic, and I can't wait to race on it for the first time ever. And of course, the final track, the mighty, the legendary 3DS Rainbow Road. Oh my word, I can't believe Nintendo has finally done it. 3DS Rainbow Road is coming to Mario Kart 8. Now, when I first saw the trailer for 3DS Rainbow Road, the track looked really weird, honestly, because in the original 3DS version, the track looks really colourful, and you can drive, and it looks like you're driving on a rainbow. Whereas on this section, it kind of looks like you're driving on sort of neon floors, like neon transparent, translucent floors. When I first saw it, it looked a little bit jarring, and I didn't particularly like it. However, it's definitely grown on me over time. I actually really like the new look of 3DS Rainbow Road now. It takes a bit of getting used to, and I think it will do when I first race on it for the first time. However, the more I race on it, the more it will grow on me, I am sure. Because it's 3DS Rainbow Road. What could go wrong? It's 3DS Rainbow Road. You can't possibly mess up that track. However, the Saturn's Rings section looks epic. It looks so good, and the moon looks awesome as well. Although, yeah, on the whole, I do like the new look of 3DS Rainbow Road, even though it did look a little bit jarring to start off with. But I think over time, I will definitely get used to it, because it's 3DS Rainbow Road. What could go wrong? What could go wrong? So yeah, that's going to be the tracks that will come for Wave 3. And my word, it looks epic. There's not one track I wish Nintendo didn't bring this track back. Like, there was one track for Wave 1. In fact, there were two tracks for Wave 1, actually. I wish Nintendo didn't bring back 3DS Toad Circuit or DS Shroom Ridge. Those were the two tracks that I was disappointed with Wave 1. With Wave 2, there was only one track I was disappointed with, which was Mario Circuit 3. For Wave 3, I mean, I suppose DS Peach Gardens or 3DS Alpine Pass are probably the most quote-unquote disappointing track in the way, but even so, there's still two amazing tracks anyway. Like, it's epic. All of the tracks for Wave 3 looks epic, and it's coming out in December the 7th. Now, before we end the video, let's just take a look at what my predictions will be for Wave 4. There has been a leaked music data mine and a leaked prefix data mine, so I'm going to be judging my predictions based upon that. So let's take a look at for Wave 4, what we know already according to the data miners. So, for Wave 4, according to the music data mine, the tracks that we definitely know are coming back is Tour Amsterdam Drift and Tour Singapore Speedway. So the other tracks, we only know its prefixes according to the prefix leak, so we know which game they're going to come from, but we don't exactly know which track it is. So we're going to have a Wii track, a GCN track, a DS track, another GBA track, a completely new track, and another Tour City track that we don't know yet. So the only ones that I can predict are the Wii, GCN, DS and GBA tracks, since we don't really know what the new track is going to be because it's completely new, so we've never seen it before. For the DS track, I think that this track, it can either be Delfino Square or Airship Fortress, since the DS track in Wave 4 is going to be the last DS track for the Booster Course Pass. It's not going to be one for Wave 5 or Wave 6, which means I'm counting on it to be either Delfino Square or Airship Fortress, since they are my two favourite Mario Kart DS tracks. If you ask me, as much as I wish it was Airship Fortress, since Airship Fortress is my favourite Mario Kart track ever, unfortunately, I think it is going to be Delfino Square. I can just see Nintendo bringing back Delfino Square more than I can see them bringing back Airship Fortress. It's an easier track to remake because it has a lot more of a simpler design, it's a lot more flat than Airship Fortress, whereas Airship Fortress is a really adventurous track. So I feel like that the third race of the Fruit Cup is going to be DS Delfino Square. Let's hope I'm wrong, let's hope it's Airship Fortress because I much prefer Airship Fortress over Delfino Square, but something tells me it's going to be Delfino Square. As for the GBA track, so the fourth race of the Boomerang Cup, I think it's time for Bowser's Castle. We have had, including 3DS Rainbow Road, Mario Kart 8 has a grand total of 4 Rainbow Roads. That's enough for a whole cup worth of Rainbow Roads. We have the original, the SNES, the N64 and the 3DS Rainbow Road, but we've only got one Bowser's Castle, and that's the one in the Special Cup. We haven't had a single retro Bowser's Castle yet, so I think it is definitely time for GBA Bowser's Castle to shine. Now, as for which GBA Bowser's Castle is going to come back, I think it's going to be GBA Bowser's Castle 2. I think that the Wii track is either going to be DK Snowball Cross or Daisy Circuit. Now, I'm going to go DK Snowball Cross. You'll see why when I put it for the GCN track. I think this track is going to be DK Snowball Cross. It recently just got added into Mario Kart Tour, so I think that Nintendo can easily port that. It's also a fan favourite track. Even though I do find DK Snowball Cross to be a little bit overrated, I do feel like that it is probably the most likeliest track to come back for Wave 4. So I'm going to go for Wii DK Snowball Cross. It is a fan favourite, and of course every single wave needs to have a fan favourite. So Coconut Mall for Wave 1, Waluigi Pinball for Wave 2, Maple Tree Wave for Wave 3. So I think the fan favourite for Wave 4, which is going to be DK Snowball Cross. As for GCN, so the reason why I went for DK Snowball Cross over Daisy Circuit is because I think that the second race of the Boomerang Cup, so I think that that track is going to be GCN Daisy Cruiser, is one of my favourite tracks in Mario Kart Double Dash, and I really want to race on it. It's so epic, so I really want Nintendo to bring back GCN Daisy Cruiser. So I think for Wave 4, my predictions are going to be, taking into account the data mines and the leaks, I think it's going to be, the Fruit Cup is going to begin with Tour Amsterdam Drift. The second track of the Fruit Cup is going to be Wii's DK Snowball Cross. The third is going to be Delfino Square, and the fourth is going to be a brand new track that we don't know. Then for the Boomerang Cup, the first track is going to be Tour Singapore Speedway. The second track is going to be GCN Daisy Cruiser. The third track is going to be GBA Bowser Castle 2. And the final track is going to be a brand new city track that we don't know. So, those are my predictions for Wave 4. And my overall thoughts for Wave 3 is I cannot wait. Bring on Wave 3.